Yeeeehaw! Welcome back, cowboys and cowgirls, to another episode of What the FUD.
Hey everyone,
Hello.
Mr. FUD here again. I hope you're not tired of hearing my voice. We have a lot to talk about today. So we're recording on Tuesday, and today's been a day of azuki mayhem. Uh, Yesterday, Monday, was probably a really, really bad day in Web3 as far as NFTs and dollar for dollar pegs on Luna. But uh, earlier in the week, we had PXN, Black Paris, Mind Blown. So I'm excited to talk about some stuff. Jack,
We're
which one's
walking
your
through a
favorite?
war zone. Do we want to go straight into Azuki? Or should
We'll
we?
start
Probably the
backwards.
biggest one.
No, I
Yeah.
mean, or yeah, I was gonna say, or we could just start gentle with PXN and that stuff. But
TLDR, PXN's awesome, and everything went awesome. Except how, actually, I guess we can talk about PXN. We could talk about what we were doing, right? Because how PXN actually played everybody. This happened. It feels like it happened so long ago that I forgot. So remember, PXN had the Dutch auction first, and what did we spend? About 3 hours arguing and debating how we're gonna set gas, right? And priority fees and gas. I think Buck bought a Just Cubes node just so he could get his transaction through
we
first.
we both did.
Oh,
Just to front run everyone else. Yeah, I mean, everyone had been nice and warmed up from the Yuga Labs land sale, so we were, pretty well trained, ready to go fight a noble gas war.
right. And then what happens? We're all ready to mint, and they hit us with the public raffle on the website. So pretty much it was just random whoever got to mint, and they pretty much played everybody because everybody that night was talking about what they're gonna preset their gas to.
Honestly, like people were fudding that off the jump, but I honestly think it's hilarious because of like the reaction that we all got. Like we were all like, "Wait, what?" But also B, like imagine the FUD storm that would have occurred if they didn't do that and people were losing a shit ton of money in ETH and gas. So it was smart, and I also honestly think it was pretty funny.
Yeah, no, they did a good job, and I think the floor price is showing it. I think between 4 and 5 ETH now. The next night, the whitelist mint went off without a hitch. Again, Nano passed Maxi, so I didn't expect anything less from this team. But yeah, it's a breath of fresh air after what's been happening to some of these other mints. But
I can't believe
so
how few are listed and how people are like diamond handing these. Like no one will let go of them.
well, so I guess we can wrap Azuki into this because it was always, is PXN gonna be the next Azuki? And I think that Azuki just made itself not the next Azuki or the first Azuki, and now I've heard people panic selling their Azukis and buying PXNs. Again, maybe just rumor, maybe fact, but the price action certainly seems like that. So I get Jack, you guess you want to start us off with Azuki?
Yeah, so I mean, I guess like the TLDR, it was whatever. I guess you would say it forcefully publicly announced that the founders of Azuki were actually the same team behind three rug projects in the past. I think that was what Crypto Funks, Tendies, and then do you remember the third one?
Zunks. It was yeah,
Yeah.
Funks, Tendies, and Zunks.
Yeah, so essentially three rug projects. Like one of them, they pretended to be like all of them pretended to be women during like the like large like female movement in the space. So that's not cool. And then like once that started, it was just like a giant snowball of like all these things coming out about how like cool. I guess the Cool Cats team actually knew about this previously, and they were going to release it, and so it didn't seem as genuine that he was in. That they came out with it once we all heard that rumor, and then also things like the what's his Zagabond.
Zagabond was the founder.
Zagabond.
At Zagabond on Twitter was the founder.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then I guess people were saying. I mean, I don't know how true this is. I mean, it seems like everyone's accepting it at this point, though, but that he went back to CryptoFunks when he heard that a whale was like about to liquidate a bunch of his like that he was holding, and set the royalties to 5% and made like 300 ETH immediately when the guy sold all of his CryptoFunks, and then just transferred that ETH directly to himself. So like it just seemed like once one thing was announced or one thing came out, it was just like a snowball effect, and I think the floor of Azuki's at like 9 ETH right now. Like, oof.
Well,
And
yeah, well,
dropping.
it's a disaster. a couple of things. So one, again, the Cool Cats thing, I don't want to give the wrong impression. It's been debated now if that was a true story or not.
Yeah,
So
that was
again,
entirely random.
Twitter's crazy. But so what happened was all that news was coming out last night, right? So he went on a Twitter Spaces AMA this morning. I think it was Andrew Wang was the host, and it had like 13,000 people in it. And it got even worse because the sentiment was that the founder, Zagabond, was not remorseful. He wasn't even apologetic and saying things like, so his defense, I'm not sure which one, I think it was Tendies. His defense to that was that after it minted out, he closed all the socials, like closed the Twitter, closed the Discord, because there wasn't need for it anymore, because it was just a project with no roadmap. So once it minted out, he closed the socials. People in the comments were saying, dude, that's like the actual definition of a rug, right? You just mint out and close the social accounts.
I love how what I was saying last week is even if a founder carries out nothing in their roadmap, they'll deny it's a rug. But this dude, like, literally rugged. I was saying the only thing you could categorize as a rug, because they could say, oh, the roadmap went in a different direction. Oh, we're still building this and that. I said the only thing that actually makes it a rug is if you just immediately delete your Discord and Twitter. And he did.
Mm-hmm. And he has no remorse. Like, it's not even like he's denying it. He's just acting as if it wasn't an issue or like a problem, that it wasn't a rug.
So this lead me into a rant. I had a self-rage rant this morning, pretty much to myself, right? Because to me, this is where I don't know what direction NFTs go, but this shows how NFTs are broken, in the sense that everyone's panic selling Azukis, right? This means whoever was holding Azukis are getting absolutely crushed right now, right? Because of what the founder did. So really, it's like Azuki itself obviously wasn't a rug, or maybe it's a rug, I don't know, but they provided value to the holders, right? And now because it comes out that the founder rug pulled other projects, it's in fact kind of turning Azuki into a failure, right? But that doesn't hurt this founder, right? Because this founder already made all the money up front from the mint. And to top it off, he's still getting 5% royalties to everyone panic selling and buying today. So the fact that he was a serial rugger, quote unquote, is causing people to panic sell their positions, which hurts holders, but puts money in his pockets. So how broken is that system?
Yeah, and I think I talked about it earlier with Buck, but I think this also goes to show how fragile some of these blue chips are that a lot of people view as like untouchable. Like they look at it like, oh, I hold a BASI, like I'm set for life, like this is worth $300,000, right? But it just goes to show that unless there's like true utility behind, I mean, whatever that means, behind the NFT, like it is grossly fragile. You know, like this isn't just like a Azuki specific thing. If this happened to Cool Cats or this happened to BASI, like a Bored Ape isn't probably going to go to, 9 ETH, but it would probably get cut in half if the same thing happened. So it just is going to show how fragile some of these blue chips are that people think are just untouchable.
Well, we call them blue chips, right? And I guess that's the name we just gave them we gave them ourselves because, but it's not really that those are blue chips. It's just that NFTs go to zero and those didn't. So we have to call something a blue chip, right?
Yeah. Well, and then I said it yesterday too. Like it obviously, like utility is like, I don't know, like what does that even mean, anymore? But if like these Azukis had some sort of value in them other than them being hype, they probably wouldn't have cut as low as they did. Like I made the like comparison to say like Just Cubes, right? If the Just Cubes founder came out and said that he had rugged two of his projects previously, the floor would definitely take a dip, but people are still going to hold that because of the utility. Like the NFT is still going to work. So the fact that there's literally nothing for Azuki to fall back on, I think just hurt it even more.
I think like the whole real innovative thing with Azuki was their 721A contract. But for the holders, like, yeah, it's great and it was a great thing for the space, but like how does that benefit holders? Like how do you benefit from that? Like if you're not a dev making a project, like you don't really benefit from that. When the whole system is based off like emotions, hype, and FOMO, when the emotions turn in the other direction, well, there goes all your money too.
Mm-hmm. Well, it was supposed to be the impeccable branding, right? Like it was Azuki was exclusive because you had an Azuki. The things shot up from like what? Steady 12, 15 ETH all the way up to 35. Then they airdropped the beans, gave more value to holders. But really, giving more value to holders just means here's a different NFT that hopefully someone's going to buy from you for a lot of money.
Right.
You know?
The only utility from NFTs is giving you more NFTs or helping you buy more NFTs. So like trading tools helps you buy more NFTs. Just Cubes helps you front run people and get more NFTs. Other, whitelist spots just help you get more NFTs to sell, like to maintain value, or you convince enough people that it does have that it's a status symbol, which is like partially what azuki is. Like it doesn't. I mean, I don't know. Maybe they have some good whitelist spots or something, but the main thing is that it's a status symbol and it shows that you are richer than half the other people in the server that you're in.
Not anymore.
Well, yeah.
And going back to the topic of PXN and Azuki and how like you were saying, Mr. FUD, you were saying that it's people are moving from Azuki to PXN. If you look at the volume that came in last night too, you see all the volume of Azuki at I think like 12:48, and then you see all the volume start in PXN at like 1 a.m. So like literally 10 minutes later, you see a huge spike in PXN, and then Azuki you just see straight dip.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a big space, right? It's not like we have millions of projects to choose from. I mean, actually we do, but not good ones. So like, it's kind of like common sense where the big money's going, where the big plays are going, right? So it's like, but it's just, what this is. So I guess this is gonna lead me into the next thing. Slightly to go off topic here, right? The topic of selling, right? Because we've been seeing on Twitter and on YouTube, people getting called out for paper handing or taking profits. People people get shamed for selling, especially during mint, right? How many times is it the people's fault that a project doesn't mint out or the floor is under mint, right? It's never the project's fault. It's always the people's fault, the community's fault. And the past couple of weeks, I've been seeing an increase in YouTubers and Twitter people like sell shaming, I would call it. And to me, that speaks the most elitist ideals you can have, right? All these YouTubers and Twitter influencers want to say not financial advice, right? But cut the crap. They know that people are listening to them for financial advice. And now it's not those people, it's not the influencers' fault. It's just the nature of the game, right? But I'm going to tell you financial advice right now. You could put a disclosure. I don't care. No disclosure. The only financial advice I can give you is only make a decision based on yourself. And that's it. Don't ever feel ashamed to sell. Because how do you know that you minted a project and maybe at that moment, the moment you mint it, you say, oh crap, I made a mistake. Sell it for a loss. Who cares? Nobody knows your wallet. Nobody knows your financial situation. So I'm actually getting really frustrated with these people calling out the quote unquote paper handers and shaming them, because to me that's not what Web3 was about. These people are talking out of both sides of their mouth, and it's just not good.
Lambos, of course.
Unless it's Meta Lambos, mint it and don't undercut. And actually, good luck trying to sell, because we're gonna figure out a way to honeypot that one.
We will find you.
Yeah, you have to KYC so that I know where you live if you sell Meta Lambos.
We actually already have an agreement with this server in which we allocated 99% of our whitelist spots that they would not list below 69 ETH.
We control the floor. If we all delist and relist for 10 ETH, we will all make it.
Absolutely. Wag me. Wag me, wag me.
Wag me.
Amen.
Yeah, so that's my take on Twitter lately. And I just see the frustration going in the NFT space, and this Azuki thing that happened yesterday. That's a big one. A lot of people are not going to be trusting projects for a while, especially I guess on Docs projects. I know I'm not anymore.
One thing that bothered me about Twitter too that I mentioned was, literally last week, all the Bored Ape holders, like every single time I saw Bored Ape PFP on Twitter, they were complaining about their own project, like, wow, I'm so disappointed in my community. I'm so disappointed in Yuga Labs. Like, Other Side Mint was such a wreck. Like, we're not going to recover from this. This is embarrassing, yada, yada, yada. And then I go on Twitter this morning, and all these same people are like, oh, it looks like Basie's the only blue chip left. Like, oh, it looks like we're the only reliable blue chip. And I was like, hold on, you guys were literally just fudding your own community like a week ago. Like they switch up so easily, and it's just, I don't know. It's just so ridiculous.
Yeah, you know how many Twitter posts I saw of people saying like, "Oh, I'm not selling my ape, but I'm de-risking after the way they handled the land sale." Right? That was all the next morning. Right?
And yeah, and then people today are like, oh, just like they post a picture like, oh, just bought another board ape for the yacht or for the vault, like investing in real communities. And it's like, wait, what? Like you were just making fun of your community a week ago.
It's just flip flops. That's it. Oh, actually, something that I forgot to say at the beginning of this, the emergence of the OK Bears on Solana. We forgot about that one.
Oh yeah.
I heard people were selling Bored Apes and selling Ethereum and going into Solana that never even traded Solana before and buying these OK Bears. So we'll see how this one plays out because we know how well influencer pumps last.
I mean, if Solana makes it, Bears are gonna make it.
My favorite actually last night was when Steve Aoki posted a picture of him buying an azuki, and everyone in the replies were like, "Oh God!" Like this was like I think Taco or someone tweeted like, "This is the killer shot." Like it's only down from here.
Yeah, but you know the funny part was I think he bought that before the news came out. So,
No way.
yeah, because I remember Azuki was at like 22, and then it was just drifting down in the massacre we had yesterday, right? Like the crypto massacre, and then the news came out. So it's like, yeah, it's like is he really a top signal?
Wow,
Like
no,
he's a
it-
Black
like,
Swan event.
I thought he bought one
it
at
came
10
out an
ETH.
hour.
Wait, he bought it at 10 also.
I think okay, let me look at his Twitter real quick because I think that he bought it 10, posted it, and said, "Here's to like get the price down so I can sweep more" or something like that.
Oh,
Just fucking.
He bought it and said,
brilliant.
I hope this signals a dip, then I'm gonna take out the brooms."
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
oh, that's funny.
It's kind of like my strategy with Mind Blown. I go into FUD the chat so I can get a better price. I fudded
yeah,
it
tell
all
us
the way
about-
down. Well, it was at 0.65. I went in there and started fudding. I had about 20 moon boys on me saying, no, wag me, 10 ETH. This is going to make it because it's so much better than every other project because it's by a Web 2 company and there is art. Completely different from every other NFT in the space. We've never seen such groundbreaking utility. And so anyways, I successfully fudded it down about 0.15 from like 0.65 to 0.5 before getting a 1 week timeout. And now that I have a good buy-in option, in a week when I'm untimed out, I'm gonna go and unfud the chat and pump my own bags.
Well, people might have been continuing your good work because I think it went down to like 0.35 or 0.38 or something like that. Because such a strong community, they weren't able to rally against Buck.
This is the way of meta Lambos. I'm glad to see my legacy carried on.
This is how we recruit.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we could also talk about the project that we've all been waiting for. I know we've all been very excited about it. Black Paris.
Oh yes, we've only
gosh.
teased it like 3 weeks in a row. It finally minted.
How exciting.
I just love the reaction of like, so we've been saying this for 3 weeks. What even is the floor at right now? I'm pretty sure it still hasn't made it, unless I'm wrong.
You want to check?
Yeah.
One, I don't know if it even revealed, and it's been like 3-4 days.
All right.
And last I looked, it was under mint,
Yeah,
0.16.
It's at 0.19 now, so it's
Okay.
Nice.
covered.
Let's
Oh, it
see.
recovered.
Oh, recover!
It
It's going on a full moon mission. Look out!
It's mooning. It did dip to 0.13. Yeah,
my
but I am a moon boy. I did order my all black playing cards, my all black hoodie, my all black pens, my all black Starbucks cup. So I'm ready for reveal.
I love how it's like some people, they were so surprised. They're like, it didn't go to 1 ETH. And I was like, why would it? Like, why did you think that? Well, it's a clothing brand. Bro, did you know? I just go, did you know what black was before this NFT? Well, no. Do you own any black merch? And someone's like, no, but my girlfriend does. Does she trade NFTs? No. Okay, so there's your answer. And then another moon boy was like, well, you wouldn't be saying this if it was going the other way. Yeah, if it was mooning, I wouldn't be saying it went under mint. That's quite obvious. Like,
Well,
wow. Thank you, Sherlock.
those facts. How do you dispute those facts?
Yeah, if it was mooning, you wouldn't be saying it went below mint. You wouldn't be saying it's a bad project. Yeah, you got me there.
I just don't understand how like no one like it was so obviously like a cash grab, like more obvious than like I think any project that has launched in the last 4 months. So like, what do people expect? Like I just don't understand how it's so obvious.
I have a moon boy response to counter that. They are an already established big company. They do not need the money. This is for the community.
Bro, wait, no way.
Yeah, bro, big companies never do cash grabs. They don't like money. They're already set.
I love how he just like contradicted himself right there. Like they don't need money. Okay, then why was Mint
Why was it
like almost
$0.2?
$1,000? Yeah, why was it
$6 million?
$0.2?
Right? They minted out $6 million. So again, we just gave not the NFT space. We gave a Web2 brand $6 million.
Exactly. Like all that's just gonna be pulled immediately out. Like
and like what I was just like, what does it do? And then I was asking, I was like, okay, so besides ugly 3D slow rug licking art, like what does it do? Like, oh, you get discounts on their merch. Oh, merch. Wow, never seen that. Plus, it's like you get a discount. You don't get it for free. So they're just luring you in to buy more stuff from them.
Right.
And,
so you spent $600, right? You spent $600 on a discount card to their merch, pretty much.
Do you know how many fucking hoodies you're gonna have to buy to break even?
and like, okay,
well, you're still not breaking even because you're still buying the hoodies.
I know it's
Right.
like when people are like, "Oh, you buy one, you get one free." It's like, no, not really. Like I had to buy one that I wasn't gonna buy in the first place. Like I'm just buying two at half the price. Like my friend, this is not a discount.
Well, then when I posed that, when I said, well, how much black merch did you own before the NFT? Like, did you actually say, damn, I really wish that I had a $600 discount card on this merch so I could pay more to buy merch because that somehow that's saving them money in their head. Like, well, no, but like, we will see. Maybe they will come out with some crazy partnerships here soon. Like, yeah, well, maybe fucking Hammies will come out with some bangers partnerships. Like,
Hammies.
maybe Pixelmon will come out with a cool partnership. Like, I mean, it really could happen to any project, so that they're not wrong there. I had nothing to say to that point. I just had to start going, wag me.
Bro, they're building. You won't be saying that in a year from now. Also, fun fact, we're almost coming up on the year marked from Bad Grandma, so keep your eyes peeled. I might be rich soon.
They might have some crazy partnerships coming.
What I hate
the
about
long term, right?
What I hate about Black as well is like it's not even like it was a cash grab for like Web3 and NFTs. Like this brand is a cash grab in the real world too. Like they like portray themselves as some luxury brand. It's like, no, bro, you just overpriced Gildan hoodies. Like it's not even like it's a good brand to start with. Like they're cash grabby in both worlds.
Do you think it's better than Six Rousseau with their plain black Gildan hoodie? Because theirs doesn't even say black.
I was just gonna say that. It says you've seen Black. Wait till you see Six Rousseau next week.
Oh, but Six Rousseau is going to 1 ETH. Remember?
On the 1 ETH iron floor.
Yeah.
So Six Rousseau is a different project because I don't think it has Web 2 sales. So how about that?
Right. They couldn't be cash grabbing for Web 2 because they weren't successful in Web 2 either.
Yeah, they actually need money.
I was gonna say, what are the Moon Boys gonna say for that one? Because they can't tell me they don't need money because obviously they do.
I do have the Moon Boy response because I was actually on the AMA. Did I ask the questions or I did type it? I believe that the WGMI AMA on Twitter. Oh, I did ask them. They told me they have a successful Genesis collection on OpenSea, and that's why they're still established in the space. So after the AMA, I went on the OpenSea page for the Genesis collection. I think it's 10 items, and they have sales like one or two ETH Weth offer sales from like 2 months ago. Like it's got 11 sales in total, and that was it. That's their successful Genesis collection.
Yeah.
Gonna make it.
What I don't get either is like it clearly that like these clothing brands just don't do well in this space, and I don't understand how. I mean, I get it, whatever, Moon Boys, but like the same people that are like, oh, Black Paris is gonna make it, are probably just gonna move over to the sixth Rousseau server next week and be like, oh, we're going to the moon. It's like, okay, if that one didn't do good, why is this one? And then there's gonna be another one. It's like, when are they gonna realize that no one gives a shit about luxury hoodies?
It's like I
well,
don't
you know,
remember. I feel like that whole meta was started with hate, but that one was so obviously overhyped. Where they're like, "Oh, like hate beasts," it's like hype beasts. Like they have luxury, metaverse clothes and all that, and like there wasn't a ton of those types of projects before. But look at hate now. Like it was way overhyped. The art was shit, and like literally that one died. Like upon reveal, it just downhill, just died. Like there was nothing to it. Like that was just the classic, like way overhyped for no reason. They were really good at marketing, and there's nothing to it. These people get convinced, like, oh well, maybe they have some good partnerships coming.
But even then, it's like, in what world does clothing work in the NFT space? Like, unless they're sending me a whole ass wardrobe, like, how do you justify me paying $1,000 for a picture? Like, if it doesn't even make sense.
It's utility, bro.
Yeah, this kid's a community. What do you mean? You get to go in the server.
I mean,
Yeah, actually, honestly, last week I didn't drink any water, and I was like, man, I feel like shit, and I couldn't remember why. And then I joined Black Paris, and someone was like, hey, make sure you drink some water. And I was like, oh my God, that's why I have a pounding headache.
my back is about broken, but luckily someone in the Gen chat reminded me to fix my posture. Wag me.
Isn't that the road to whitelist? The road to success?
Yeah. Well, and keep chatting. The mods will notice. Smiley face.
Oh, right. The mods will notice.
Yeah.
Do you know what gets me about these projects too? When you ask them like, oh, so how are they going to build on their roadmap? Or how are they going to do their roadmap? And it's always, oh, with secondary sales. And it's like, oh, that's bold of you to assume that you're going to even have any secondary sales. So it's like, you understand you need to have sales to do your roadmap then, right? Which means you need like, it goes from like, oh, we need to mint out our project to, oh, we can cut supply, it's okay. And then there's no volume. So, oh, we're not worried, right? They're not worried about volume. They're not worried about the floor price, but their whole entire roadmap is based on secondary sales.
Well,
but you're not worried about the floor price.
It's not. Yeah, the floor price doesn't matter. It's not about the money. They need $8 million to carry out the roadmap. But even if they don't make $8 million, they will still carry out the roadmap, and the floor doesn't matter.
Right, and then make money on the non-existent floor.
Right.
It doesn't matter.
But it doesn't matter if they make money because they don't need it. They need it for the roadmap, but they'll carry it out irregardless.
And I think we talk about that all the time too. Is like these. I feel like these, and it's like when Pro was talking about it the other week. Like, why is your mint price and your supply TBA? Like, if you actually have a plan for your project, there should be no like, oh, we're still figuring out the price. Like, no, you should know it's gonna cost this much, and like it's that simple. Like. Like not announcing your mint price and your supply is literally you just gauging how much you can suck out of your community. And it's like they're so short-sighted where it's like, oh, like what are you gonna do after mint? It's like they're just focused on like the mint.
Bro, the Minecraft racetracks aren't gonna build themselves.
They're just deciding if they should do them in 1080 or 4K.
Right.
Do you know that never mind. You made me laugh. I lost my train of thought about the TBA mint prices. So there's a project. I forgot the project that I was just going to talk about that did that TBA. But yeah, it's like, just tell us. Is the ETH price really getting moved that much? That's the excuse. And I mean, after days like yesterday, maybe. But like, no, it's not. Like like that's the difference for them. It's like the difference between $4 million or like 3.5 million. Like,
Yeah, and like I guess in those people's defense, sometime maybe you're trying to like calculate value of the project, but like if you are like say building a game, like you should know how much it costs to build the game. It shouldn't be like, well, if we make 20 million, then we'll figure out the game this way, but if we make more, then it'll be better. It's like no, just have a plan, get a quote, just build the
They
damn
need the
game.
money to figure out how much the game costs and to figure out how much or how to build the game. Like, it's really a good motivator. Like, they weren't going to do it otherwise, but once they have $8 million in their hand, it just like enlightens them. Like, it opens their mind and they're like, I suddenly know how to code a game.
It that's just what pains me too, is like it just goes to show how little like work some of these founders do beforehand. It's like when freaking Pixelmon minted and Cyber is like, "Oh, we're now in talks with the game studio." It's like, dude, what? You should have been talks with a game studio 2 months before you minted. Like,
Rem-
what do you mean?
Remember how Infinite Dodos, they said, so they want one ETH, 10,000 supply, and we were like, well, you have nothing to show for it. And they said, oh, well, no NFT project builds before they launch. Like,
Well, hey,
oh,
they have
wow.
a point.
Outstanding argument there, sir.
You literally cannot argue with that though.
now that you bring up Infinite Dodos, I completely forgot about the unhackable wallet.
Oh, gosh.
We
Here's something
So-
juicy.
So I don't know if the listeners know, on Shroom Tank this week, a couple of days ago, we had a project called Infinite Dodos. They reached out to Archimist because they had this crazy unhackable wallet, right? So we invited them on for a special AMA, and as you can expect, hilarity ensued. So the TLDR is that so I actually like this kid. The dev seems like a really bright kid. It looks like he got into a bad contract with some NFT predatory moon boys. But long story short, it's a mobile ledger on your phone. It can be really good technology, but these people want to tie it to a Dodo P2E internet game type prize NFT type thing with the low mint price of 1 ETH, and I think a 10,000 supply. All they had for justifying their mint price is that they had a big team that they needed to pay, and that's it. The kicker is the part I actually like was maybe the unhackable wallet could be a good piece of technology. Users can use that for free like a month later. So pretty much they were just trying to sell some kind of P2E variant for 1 ETH mint price.
It's like a Kickstarter.
It's one of those things like they need what was it? They need $28 million, but not to build the wallet because the wallet's already built, and they're not charging you an ETH to use the wallet because you can use it for free. But they need the money, and why you should pay for it is because they have some upcoming utility that's totally worth 1 ETH, but they can't tell you what it is before you pay the 1 ETH.
Right, because their team is top notch. Their team's top notch. They have secret utility coming out, and well, was it a 10,000 supply? I think it was a 10,000 supply, and there was like 2,000 people on the server. But they're not worried about that because they have crazy marketing, and that they're launching in 2 weeks, right?
Their community says much more "wag me" and "remember to hydrate" than any other community.
Yeah, and the unhackable wallet itself is like, that's what I've always wanted to do, right? Carry around my ledger in my pocket all day long. Right? That's the utility I'm missing from my ledger. My $60 ledger, by the way, not my 1 ETH ledger, which if I just waited a month would be free. But yeah, it's on me all the time.
I believe that an actual ledger, the Bluetooth one, does the same thing. And then they were like, well then, but that's a physical item. Like, oh, well, so much for bridging the physical and the digital. We'll just stick to all, like, fuck, burn that bridge. Like,
Wait, they were bridging the physical, because wasn't one of their things that the plastic dodo birds?
you get a plastic, you mean like
Was it-
merch or collectibles?
No,
Collectibles?
with the Infinite Dodo, weren't you getting like a super quality, like a plastic figurine or something? And that was where the money was going.
I must
Super
have missed
quality
that.
and plastic in the same sentence.
Are they?
Yeah.
Are they? Hold on. Are they partnering with Antonym for these toys?
No, it's actually it's probably a McDonald's collab, like the Happy Meal toys that you leave on the dashboard and they melt.
Yeah.
in
no,
the summer.
I always pay 1 ETH for those.
Yeah.
I love
So
it too. Like it feels like the NFT world is just becoming like unchained, unchained crypto Kickstarter where no one is held accountable for their product. Like I feel like those Kickstarters where like you donate money and then like they haven't they're like late on their delivery date and you're like, hey, what's up? And then they're like, oh yep, we're still making the product. And it's like 6 months later, it's like, hey, still don't have the product. It's like, oh yep, we're shipping them out right now. That's like when you like that's like when someone rug pulls you and you like join the Discord and they like drop an announcement every 3 months, like, oh yep, we're still building the product.
Building.
well, these are long term. What do you mean? NFTs are not meant to be flipped. They're meant to join communities and build long term.
Minimum 10-year investment because
Yeah,
NFTs will not die before then.
10-year plan.
Absolutely not.
It's just what are they going to do next?
I'm
You know what they're going to do next. Just
I'm
just
still
keep.
I'm still waiting
What'd
for
you
an
say?
NFT for their utility to be like you get their drop shipping course for free. Or not for you get a 15% discount on the founder's drop shipping course.
Rocket
Well,
heads, dude.
well, not drop shipping, but I guess we could bring it back to another fan favorite, Neuromod, right? Remember Neuromod was the founder that was mad that I single-handedly ruined his project with my Mr. FUD opinion,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Because it was his series of YouTube videos, like it was educational YouTube videos that are token gated.
Cuz I couldn't just Google how to install MetaMask. Like, bro, if it's token gated and you need the ETH to figure out how to do these things, how would I get the ETH to pay him in the first place?
See, you see, they're not that stupid, right?
Oh, thank
The how
God.
to install MetaMask and how to mint was obviously free.
Oh, wow. What a service to the Web3 community. I can't believe you'd FUD those guys. Obviously,
Oh my
they have
god.
nothing but good in their hearts.
Checked on them the other day because just if I needed to like eat my words and like apologize, but
Yeah.
no, shocker, the floor is under mint.
No
Alas.
way.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
thought NFTs only went up.
Some of them only go up. Only only the good ones though.
The ones
Only
without fudders and paper hands.
yeah, yeah. Where one person doesn't FUD the chat.
I
Yeah, the
love.
rares are selling on floor.
I was Jack just reminded me when he tweeted that dropshipping thing at the Rocket Heads founder. He had like a video of him doxing, and he said something like, "When do you come out with your dropshipping course?" And he deleted the whole video.
Oh my god, I forgot that happened.
You literally
He had
flooded
the-
him so hard.
Yeah, because he had that like pinned to the Rocket Heads account. Yeah, and I replied to it. I was like, when is your drop shipping course? And he just fucking deleted the tweet, dude. Unbelievable.
He undoxes.
I will say I think we did FUD. I think we single-handedly FUDded Rocket Heads to oblivion because they haven't tweeted since the middle of April.
Bro, probably
They're
since
done.
that AMA I did with them.
Dude, you're probably right. We are a menace to the society of NFTs.
We're literally ruining NFTs.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Say
it's-
something against us. I dare you.
Please cry in
It's
my
all us.
DMs.
Us and our 30 followers will ruin you.
You guys don't know that it was actually Jack that went to Zagabond's house and made him write that piece about Azuki.
Yeah,
He's
dude,
trying-
I was
Jack-
punishing the paper hands.
Jack's trying to blame Cool Cats, but it was really Jack.
Bro, my theory was
Whoa.
before I heard the Cool Cats thing, I was like, what if, and this is completely made up, but I was like, what if it was the Nanoverse team? That they're like, we're going to ruin you so that PXN can be the next Azuki.
That's it. PXN is the new PXN now. That's
Yeah.
the meme. I'm the captain now.
Literally. Yeah, dude. Yeah, pro. You're like eating your words. Remember like the first video? You're like Azuki is the.
Well, it was. I mean, it was until it wasn't. I guess I mean my words, but I don't know.
man.
Maybe I guess. Sorry, I didn't do my own research. I just assumed that an NFT project with a 35 ETH floor would have founders that people knew about. So, my mistake. My bad. I guess.
I love how the whole thing is like, oh, invest in people and docs teams and utility, and it's like, which one of those does Azuki check exactly?
Wait, that's
Right.
what I never understood was Azuki really not doxxed the whole time?
It seems so.
Yeah.
Unless how did they find out yesterday?
That's what I'm talking about. Like, how are people so like? I don't want to use the word gullible, but like, it's just such a fragile thing, and like you're holding your like literally some of these people's entire net worth to someone you literally have no clue who they were.
It's just herd mentality. I guess I should FUD myself now because full disclosure, I bought a bean the other day at like 5 ETH. I'm not happy about it.
Bean
But
Boy.
that's what I'm saying too. I didn't research. It's Azuki, right? Azuki's blue chip. How could you go wrong? You know?
Well, and I was talking to Buck about it. I was almost like, oh, maybe this is like, I mean, I don't want to say it's good for the NFT community, but maybe it's like a wake up call. But like Bucks told me, it's just like, I don't know, was Pixelmon a wake up call? Like, no.
I
So why
think
would
this is
this
worse
be?
than Pixelmon.
Oh no, this is absolutely worse than Pixelmon. I think this with the combination of everyone thinking Ethereum is going to zero, which maybe it is, but it just is like a slap across the face to everyone like, hey, you morons.
Speaking of Ethereum going to zero, so guys, I don't know if you know, my 10 ETH to 1 ETH plan is going very, very well. A lot faster than I expected. So kudos to me. But I do remember Buck's plan. So Buck had like a 5x plan. Like he was like, oh, once you get 5 or 10 ETH, it's really easy to get, turn that 5 or 10 ETH to, 25 to 50 ETH because the more ETH you have, the easier it is to get. Well, I didn't know that Buck's plan to go from like 5 ETH to 25 ETH was to sell whole his ETH at 2,500 and just buy it back when Ethereum hits 500. So I like that plan, Buck.
Big
I'm
brain
like
move.
I'm gonna
You
like
just-
put that message on screen, just like, oh, it's easy, and then like 2 days later, the market's just like a war zone. Twitter, just dead bodies everywhere.
You guys all fudded my plan and made jokes. You're like, no, that's stupid. I'm gonna get a bean. Okay, bean boys.
Maybe
you-
Buck is
now you
actually
guys-
Zagabond, and he's fudding
Yeah.
Ethereum to zero, so then he can buy 50 ETH of FUD or 50 ETH.
Just
So
like I did
just
for
let you guys
Minecraft.
know. Just let you guys know, I'm the one that bought a bean at the top, and Buck's the one that tethered his Ethereum. So I would, there's a clear distinction of who knows NFTs around here.
Not
And it's not
financial
maybe-
advice.
Also,
Can't go wrong tethering, unless it's UST, I guess, right?
Oh yeah. Bro, I just checked that it's at 76 cents.
Oh, it went down again.
Yeah. Wasn't it back up to 90?
Yeah, it went up to 90. So I guess so I saw a tweet the other day. It was funny. It's like, in times like this, people don't panic and say like, 1 ETH is 1 ETH, 1 SOL is 1 SOL. And, but it was like 1 UST is 70 cents.
I have to say that I might have had a hand in that one. I went to the UST Discord and started fudding, and it just 76
Well,
cents.
You know what I do wonder? Because we have a guy, we have a friend that's like a Luna Maxi. And I haven't heard from him in a couple of days. I'm wondering about him.
Yeah. We might not
Didn't
hear
he
from
say-
him again.
It was like a week ago how he was saying how like his whole life savings was in Luna and how he was going to become filthy rich and things like that.
Oh yeah, and he was telling us, he's like, literally you can't go wrong, because like what were they gonna do, like loans or something like that? He's like, it's so easy, you just invest all your money and then you can get a I forget I was like halfway zoning him out, but it was like one of those like the easiest get rich quick scheme ever. And
Yeah, because those always work, right? 100% chance of success.
it can only go up.
I have that reminds me of something else too that I just realized is probably absolutely ruining people is I don't know the names of some of those some of the companies or projects, but the ones that like will lend you ETH based off of your assets.
Oof.
BedDAO, I think BedDAO is one of them. Yeah, I think where
Yeah.
you're going with this. Suzuki was a blue
Like-
chip on there, right?
That's exactly what I'm saying, and like that's why another example of so dangerous. Like you are lending money, or you're I guess more dangerous for the people loaning the money. So like you're loaning money off the asset that again has like is not stable for any reason. And Azuki just showed us that. I mean, like imagine if you were loaning that asset and now Azuki just went to like 25% of the value. Like these people are like gonna be ruined.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if they have like calls in place, like I guess the equivalent of a margin call, or what happens, or what the
Mhm.
LTV is. But yeah, no, it
I
dropped
Yeah,
a
man.
lot. So
they
it's
they would actually be fine. I mean, that doesn't really matter as long as they dished out the loans in UST. They're about even still.
well, yeah, exactly. If UST if UST were an NFT project, it would be the Futter's fault that it fell below mint.
In paper
Yeah,
hands.
dude. People are just paper handing Ethereum right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love all these people on Twitter too. They're like, "Oh, I was here when Ethereum went to $80." Oh God. Oh
So
no.
I have I have a whole entire theory, macroeconomic theory about that. I don't want to bore you guys, but maybe I'll do a
Do
post
it.
about it.
Do it. Tell
Yeah,
us.
it's
Let's
not
hear it.
looking pretty. Oh, the TLDR is just not. It's got something to do with Fed rate hikes and cycles and things like that. The TLDR is that crypto itself was born in a 0% Fed rate environment. That dip that you're talking about, Jack, was what I think like Bitcoin went from like 20,000 to 4,000, and Ethereum went from like 1,800 to like 200 at the end of 2018, 2019, when the Fed started hiking rates again. And then when COVID came along, that's when the rates crashed, and then crypto and NFTs exploded. So
Well,
yeah,
I think it was Davey shared that video about how like maybe I mean I could be totally wrong. I don't know anything really about like coin trading, but the person was talking about how it used to be crypto didn't really follow the same trends as like I guess like IRL market things, and how like the past year the trends have been followed or something like that, and like the U.S. economy is like whatever gonna go into a recession, and people are worried because they're saying crypto will just follow it when it typically doesn't. I mean, maybe I'm totally wrong and I like misunderstood that, but is that kind of what you're saying?
well, yes and no, because don't underestimate the people that would choose to buy JPEGs instead of like eating. They, especially well, they're being told to hydrate and water's free, so they might make it, right? But yeah, no, that's the premise, man. Like we just came out of a period of free money. Government spending from COVID, free rates. Low interest rates and stuff. When they call Fed rate hike cycles tightening period, money tightening period, which means when money is tight, people don't spend money. So if people are not spending money, are they really going to spend them on NFTs?
That's fair. I mean, I guess it depends who's in this space too. Like, that's another thing about the NFTs becoming more mainstream is you have people entering it who, I mean, yeah, it's real money, but you have people like and entering it like they're thinking in the same way that they're thinking in the real world. Like, so I would totally see how like that side of the space would be super hesitant to like stay in the space. But then there's the other side of people who don't view it that way. It's fake
Well,
internet money.
yeah, well, you know what you guys we really need? I think we need Steve Aoki to start buying 30-year government bonds, and then the NFT space would be okay.
The only thing that can save us.
Steve Aoki bought the
Steve,
top of the U.S. market.
yeah.
He just bought in the S&P 500. We're good.
Steve Aoki starts getting into actual blue chip stocks, and the stock market crashes. But NFTs are seen as a safe haven.
I actually heard Steve Aoki bought into Tesla like 3 weeks ago.
Oh God.
That actually the Tesla reference is what I was explaining earlier before, like the broken pattern of NFTs. It's like, yeah, if Elon Musk comes out and Elon Musk rug pulled some other project, and like, yeah, he's already rich, but a lot of his wealth is in Tesla stock, right? So if Tesla stock goes to zero, it hurts him, right?
Yeah.
And again, it doesn't hurt these devs when their project goes to zero. They just can, especially if they're undoxed. Apparently, they could just make another one. And now what's even worse is they have the funding to do it. They have the funding. That's what I don't get these NFT advisors either. That you hear they're big name advisors, and you look at the projects that they did, and it's like they're either all at or they're at mint or under like their pump. Like these projects, they sell out, yeah, so they're successful, and I guess you're a successful advisor because your project sold out, but it didn't help your holders at all. It only helped the founders.
Yeah.
If you sell out a project, you're a successful advisor, but then your highest floor price is like an hour after sellout, and it only goes down. How does that help anybody?
I mean, it helps like to be realistic about that point. Like you have a good point, and it's like, yeah, is that good for the community? Is that good for the investors? No, but also it's like it's the team that's paying the advisor, so all they care about is selling out. So if the advisor like they could have minted out 5 complete rugs, but the point is that they minted out, so the founders will get their money, then the advisor gets paid because the founders got their money, and then they move on to the next rug.
That's
It's
my
just
point. They
like,
can move, right? They could just move, move and sell out, move and sell out, move and sell out. They have no share of stock in the actual, they're not like majority shareholders of their project. They'll maybe mint like 50 or 100 for the team, and then that's it. Like, who cares? You just minted 1,000 of them, got all the money. Who cares if your 100 crappy NFTs go to zero? You know what I mean?
Right.
It's not your majority stockholder of a company, and your net worth is based on how well your company does.
Right. Everything
yeah.
about NFTs is so backwards. Like you get all the money first and then you're supposed to build something. Like everything about it's backwards.
I mean, I think it is just like a giant wake up call. And I feel like I keep saying this, but like, I mean, maybe this is finally the time where it is a wake up call. Cause I mean, these projects are no different than like a business starting and, having like investors come in, right? It's like, I mean, back like whatever in the internet, in the .com bubble, right? Like you like a million companies pop up, get investors, successful in quotes and then disappear. So I think it's just kind of like a wake up call to like NFT investors, like to actually look into projects and start buying into projects because it's like that they believe in. Because it's like it's so oversaturated, right? I mean, you have like 10 mint. It's like how many mints do we have every single week now? It's ridiculous. Like there's not enough room for everyone in there. So I mean, maybe this is actually a wake up call for people to have value. But I mean, I guess I don't know what that value is going to be.
But I mean like
It,
who do you invest in then? Like what big blue chips are started by like, successful companies with previous experience. Like even Yuga Labs, it's like you said, I mean the same thing that happened to Azuki could happen to them, and like there was FUD from how their land sale went. And I mean like
Yeah.
yeah, it's
yeah,
unlikely that it's going to go straight to zero, but it's just like I mean, how much how much do we know about any project's founders? Really, like
I mean,
it might be
yeah.
docs, but it's like, do you know their whole life story?
Well, I think the Azuki thing also is going to shine light on like, okay, like hold up, what are these projects actually doing? And I can't remember if I already said it like earlier, but it's like, what has Bored Ape Yacht Club done that any other project that mints out couldn't do? Like what have they
what
actually
do I
done?
think? What
Merch.
do I think? They caught the attention of celebrities, and that's it. 'Cause from my earliest knowledge of NFTs was like I saw it was a Yahoo article in like the summer of 2021. Steph Curry buys a Bored Ape, right? And once Steph Curry bought a Bored Ape, then how many other NBA players bought a Bored Ape? And then there was a thing where Jimmy Fallon bought one on his TV show at night. So I don't know why. I don't even know if it was because Yuga Labs marketing or it just happened to catch the eye of celebrities, and that's it.
Yeah,
And
I mean, yeah, and I guess that's like what I'm like, yeah, getting at is just like, what if, I think that like this is gonna cause a lot of people to reevaluate this space and be like, okay, like what am I even putting money at? Like, obviously, you're flipper, you're just looking for a flip, but like, I don't know. It's like people are gonna actually look for real value, not like, oh, we have a token that's on chain, or no,
on
is it
chain,
off
off
chain?
chain,
Off
it doesn't
chain.
matter.
Off
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 chain.
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 Sorry,
No,
sorry.
every
Who'd want an on
project
chain
has an
token?
on-chain token. It's the off-chain is what separates it from the rest.
Yeah. So is it gonna be a cold winter for the next couple months? Just maybe.
Might be more than a few
Orig-
months.
Yeah, I mean, it's just
Better.
like, wow, people are gonna realize that wait, original ideas aren't easy. I can't just copy Azuki.
How you get? Well, maybe we'll get Fuzuki next from the founder.
I think
I'm
that
surprised there hasn't been any like meme projects like Rugzuki pop up.
Yeah,
off
where's the derivatives? Oh, you got to get one now, guys. Look out tonight for Rugzuki on the fire hose and on Icy Tools.
all
You heard
these
it here first.
all these founders now, you know how they have like really shitty art, and they're like, well, we would say that ours is better than Azuki. They're gonna start going on AMAs, and you ask them about their past experience, and they're gonna be like, I actually rugged 4 previous projects, so that's why this one is going to 30 ETH. I have lots
They're
of
actually already.
experience.
There already is a rug Zuki on OpenSea. Damn it. Yeah.
It took your idea.
Front ran us again.
Those bastards.
Yeah. So I guess we could use this little bit of time left to tease an upcoming segment that we might do called Where Are They Now? Spoiler alert, I could probably guess where every project is now, under Mint. So
This might be a pretty dry series.
Yeah,
it's gonna be
I mean,
very quick.
yeah.
We could do a speed round. You can
Yeah.
start naming up random projects, and I'll just probably say it's under Mint. I bet.
I don't know if this is like a formal announcement. I mean, I guess it's kind of public knowledge that we have a YouTube channel, but we will be posting YouTube videos so you can enjoy even more your FUD experience.
Bro,
Oh yeah, then you could leave us on YouTube. You could just leave us comments, and you could laugh with us. You could laugh at us. You could FUD us, or just
Yeah.
tell us more of like what you'd like to hear or not hear. And yeah, if you just tell us like just shut off the YouTube channel and never come back, that's cool too.
And
Because we'll just make a different YouTube channel.
Yeah, we'll rug the first one.
oh, that was a good one. I get that.
We'll have a
That's-
lot
I
of
get it.
learning experience by the fourth.
Right. We'll just keep creating YouTube channels so you'll never find us.
It just
Yeah, and on the
popped
fourth channel,
it just
we'll
pop-
announce our Meta Lambos.
Yeah.
It just popped
we
into my
finally
head.
learned.
The best groundbreaking utility for the space that Meta Lambos will have is the ability to short NFTs. You know how rich we would all get? Like, bro, if someone
Then-
figures that out, oh my god.
Then you have the short squeezers. That instead of blaming paper handers, you're going to be blaming short squeezers.
AKA Moon
For the
Boys.
price going up. You're gonna have people complaining that people shorted it and then complaining that the price is going up because of the short squeezers. So it's gonna be a battle between people shorting and longing, like it is in stocks, except worse. And in the Discord, can you imagine the Discord? Half the people will short their project and half the people will long.
Dude,
Well, imagine if you like could see who was shorting it too, so you could be like, "Whoa, look at this kid!" And be like,
And it's the founders. There's a different role in chat. There's different roles. So how it has
Yeah.
like it'll be like Azuki holder, and it'll be like Azuki shorter, and then the project founder pops in, and he's one of the guys that's short.
there'll be Sun Boys and Moon Boys.
dude. Oh, so
Oh,
That's
man,
funny.
Good stuff.
So, yeah, well, I forgot about the YouTube channel already.
So did
I forgot
everyone
what-
else.
Yeah, I meant I forgot what I was gonna say about the YouTube channel, but
Oh.
Jack, you reminded me. Yeah. So that's it. Thanks for listening again. And like I said, maybe leave some comments on the YouTube channel or come hang out with us in WGMI Gen Chat or Deep End Research Gen Chat. And catch you next time. Thanks again for listening.
don't forget to submit feet pics.
Yes. Feet.
That's a Deep End thing.
Come use
Yeah.
our new feet bot /feet and Deep End Research. Try it out. Groundbreaking utility. See ya, fellas.
Adios.